Shout out to all the people that are starting to connect. We're going to start in a couple of seconds. And live. So what's up, guys? My name is Pablo Jose Ruiz Vargas. I live in Brooklyn. I'm the hoster of the PA Alpha podcast. And today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is perception versus reality. And I talk about this all the time regarding what is your perception versus reality. But first, make sure that you sign up to our newsletter, and that way you can get all the updates of the upcoming concerts and projects as well. Also, make sure that you go to the links, and that way you can donate as well. We love when people donate, and that way we can just keep the podcast alive. And you just put something on the table, man. That's the reality, you know? And also, make sure you keep yourself updated with the upcoming projects. Again, I'll be giving you the new updates of the upcoming projects. Beforehand album that we're working on is a little bit toughy, but we're making it happen. So that's the most important thing. Okay, so with no further ado, let's start this thing. So today's topic: perception versus reality. Perception versus reality. Interesting, huh? Very interesting. It's very interesting that I'm making this distinction because there's a misconception when we talk about these two topics. All right? Remember, perception is one thing and reality is another thing. And I'm going to try to break it down for you. Okay? So let's start. So let's start with perception. Right? What is perception? Why do we talk about perception? Perception is what you think is going on in your state at the moment. Perception is what you think is happening at the moment. Yeah? That is perception. Perception is your interpretation of what is happening on the present. Okay? So that's perception. Now, reality is what is happening regardless of your opinion or your perception or what is going on. Yeah? So there's two different things, right? So one, you have the opinion or the control of thinking what is happening, but reality is not. And the other one is, regardless of what you're thinking, there's something going on that you cannot control. Yeah? Now, let's make some example regarding the perception, right? And reality. And remember, all these topics, all these terms are being taken care of as a musician perspective, right? I'm a musician and I'm talking as a musician on these things, right? Okay, so let's start. So basically, the perception, right? Perception could be like you're professional or something, right? You're making, let's say, in my example, I'm a pianist and I'm making music, right? And I give a concert. And inside my head, I'm playing the music and I'm thinking, okay, this concert sounds like pork crap, right? Sounds bad. I don't feel comfortable. I feel very uncomfortable. And my confidence is going low because I'm playing and I'm feeling like I'm not giving my 100%. So now I finished playing, right? All that stuff. And I feel very low regarding my performance because I thought the performance went horrifying. It went horrible. Yeah? That's my perception. That's what I think is going on. Right? Notice that I'm not giving the credit or I'm not mentioning the fact that other people's opinion could make some difference, right? I'm not saying that. Now, I go back, I record the entire concert. I have all the notations, all my comments in my journal regarding the concert. How did I feel? How do I felt about it? And I don't want to hear the recording. I really don't want to hear the recording because, in my perception, it went bad, like literally very bad. So I don't want to hear it. I just want to just let it pass. Okay. Now, next day, right? I pick up the recording, right? And I listen to the recording. And guess what? It was not that bad. It was not that bad. So my perception was that the concert went downhill, but when I started listening to my recording, it didn't went that bad. So I got caught up in the perception of a bad performance, but it wasn't. Now I'm listening to my friends, and those are surrounded, and they tell me, "Yo, Pablo, this was a great concert, man. Congratulations." And by the moment, I was thinking, "Oh man, it wasn't that bad. It was bad, blah blah." But in reality, it wasn't that. So I got caught up in my perception in that moment. Now, reality is what other people are just, obtaining from that performance. So that's the reality. So whatever you're doing, right? Other people are just watching your performance, right? As it's like a boxing match, right? So you have two options. Are you the fighter, or you are the one watching the fight in the benches? So in this case, people are just watching the fight from the benches. So you're performing and people are just watching you. And you will notice a lot of folks having a very similar reaction of what you're performing or just giving away. That's a reality. See? So reality is what is happening at the moment regarding of your emotional state and your perception in the moment. Okay? And why I'm talking about this? Why I'm talking about the perception and reality? Simple, folks. Because your state of mind should not rely on neither of both. See, this is hard enough when you're an artist. This is already hard enough. You should not make it harder. It's simple like that. You should not make it harder. Why do you want to make it harder? See? You already gave all your energy to your practice session, right? In the piece that you're playing sounds good or bad. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do. It is what it is, man. So whatever happened in that performance, nothing you can do, man. What are you going to do? You start crying and just go and just cry yourself? No, you cannot do that. So here's what I do as a performer that has been helping me for years. 4 years. We're talking about years of performing the piano. I mean, I encountered so many things as a performance that I really developed some mechanism to really shape my emotional state when I'm performing. Listen, and sometimes I don't want to even play the piano. Okay, let me tell the story. When I went to Bulgaria, the first day that I was playing the piano, I forgot to play a C minor scale. I couldn't play a C minor scale. So I tried to do the C minor scale. I remember the orchestra playing. It wasn't the orchestra, it was the piano company. And he was playing, she was playing, I'm sorry. It was a she. She was playing the introduction. And I'm looking at the piano, and I'm like, I just forgot to play. I don't know how to play a C minor scale. I really don't know how to play a C minor scale. But I just went through it. I just threw my fingers into the piano, and somehow it happened. But I didn't take it personal, you know? For a lot of people, they thought, oh, hey, Pablo, just play a C minor scale. But in reality, in my perception, I'm like, this C minor scale sounds like whore crap. And it wasn't the case. Because I got played by my own mind. There's no enemy within that the enemy outside can do you no harm. The worst enemy that you have is yourself, man. The worst enemy you have is yourself. Crazy enough. And this not only happened for musicians, right? This happens in all the performance arts. The magic of the discipline, right? Of maintaining your composure during the worst times. It's what really separates yourself from the others. It really does. And I know that a lot of folks, they really struggle with this guy right here. And not, I really don't blame him. But you have to really confront it. Yeah, because in your perception, you think that the world is just going after you. Like, you don't have any control of it. But that's not the case. See? Perception is good in some places, but most of the time, it's not a thing that you want to rely all the time. It's not something you want to rely. Because in the end, right? You want to know where you're at in the moment. That's what we call grounded, right? Grounded means that you already know where you are. See, when you know where you are, it's very difficult to take your center out of place, right? I don't know you guys, but I did a lot of years of martial arts, right? And a good way to really test your positions, right? It was the horse stand, right? That would just move you around and see how grounded you are, right? Where's your center? It's the same thing. Perception goes not only when you play the instrument, but before you play your instrument. And I will give you an example. The moment that you just go through the curtains, right, to play your performance, the body language that you give back to the audience, that's one thing too. Do you think that hiding yourself from reality, from the world, right, is going to give you more permission, right, to succeed? When in reality, you just gave your power away. See, I'm always talking about power away. Why? Because every time that you just step up to a situation, you have these social dynamics going on. So when you have these social dynamics, right, you have to be aware, you have to be smart to how to handle these social dynamics, right? And this is crazy, man, because dynamics, right, social dynamics, not only happens in business meetings, all that stuff. No, it all happens every day. You just give high value actions. You just give low value actions. It all depends how you just protect yourself to the world. And this requires not only talking about it, not reading about it. It requires a lot of learning, a a lot of mistakes, a lot of humbleness, I would say, noticing or telling yourself, hey, you know what, I'm wrong in this thing, right? And that's reality. That's when you change from perspective. You thought that you knew it all to reality, which is that you don't know shit. These things, right, should be worked on daily. And this sounds crazy. Check yourself. Talk with someone. And really, really, really engage in your board, whether you are having people read your reality, huh? Or you just having your own perspective, thinking that the world is just following you to capture you or destroy you. The world is already too messed up to even think about those things, but it's the reality. As true as it sounds, but it's the reality. Now, regarding the application of these terms, right, and what you do every day. This goes with your belief system, right? Your belief system of how do you portray yourself daily. You have to check yourself of where do you stand today? Where do you stand regarding your career as a human being, right? So a perspective of your belief system can be you think you're strong, right? You think you're strong, but when you're tested to be strong, you're weak, right? And the best way to just test yourself, simple. Have a conversation with someone, right? And just listen. Just listen to the person that is talking. And if your ego want to come into it, that means that you got triggered, right? You got triggered, and your reality got messed up. So you think because his opinion triggered you, right? There's a perspective or rejection, and that you need to counter it. Yeah, those things is how you apply these concepts. Reality means that no, doesn't matter what that person says, you just keep yourself in composure. Yeah, you keep yourself centered. Because regarding the opinion of a lot of people, you should know your own reality. And this is when things get a little bit deeper. This is what I want. This is what I like. This is what I like to talk about. This is where I really want to talk about these things. Reality, your own reality cannot be broken. People cannot break your own reality. When you have your own reality, it's so powerful that doesn't matter who tries to pursue you or persuade you. You are not going to back up because you already know who you are. You already know who you are. And when you know who you are, no one can take that from you. No one, no one. I'm saying no one. Teachers, politicians, even Donald Trump cannot take you that away from you. They can't. Because now you already know the difference between both, right? And now you know who you are. A lot of people, when they start talking about the future and all this stuff, there's always something that come up regarding these conversations. And this question has been brought up so many times. Pablo, what are you afraid of? What is your darkest secrets? Oh, shit. What is your darkest secrets? What is what are you afraid of? Listen, we all have darkest secrets. We have demons all over the place. We have crazy stuff going on inside our head. We have so much stuff inside our head. If you try to just put it inside a paper, dude, your brain will just go sideways. You can't. So you have two options. You embrace all that stuff that's going on in your head. You embrace it, and you just say, you know what, man, this is who I am. This is who I am. Who am I? I am this guy with all that stuff going on in my head. Now I have to figure out how to really control all this stuff inside my head. That way I can just, in this case, of course, be a better musician, be a better entrepreneur, be all that stuff. It's like Tony Robbins says. Tony Robbins says, if you're having problem achieving or finishing what you started, you have internal issues. And that's true. If you start something and you have problem trying to finish, you have internal issues. That's the truth. That means that your purpose is not concrete. And that's another reality that you have to work on. You have to work on the fact that you have problems starting something and finish it. You think because you started, you are something. No, you have to finish it, man. The reality is that you look bad, not only for the outside, but for yourself. Your confidence goes down because you're starting something, you're starting stuff, and you're not finishing it. You see what I'm saying? Composers. There's a lot of composers out there. You start something, you cannot finish it. So what do you think is going to happen to your confidence? Your confidence will go down because you cannot finish anything. If you have confidence, go with mastery of a complete repetition, right? You have to repeat something to get confidence in something. If you want to get confidence in something, you have to repeat it. You have to repeat the process a lot. You want to get confidence in English, you have to practice in English. You want to get confidence in Italian, Russian, German, you have to practice that every day. Repetition, a lot of repetition. Listen, your perspective can tell you, oh, I suck, blah, blah. Dude, but in reality, no one cares. At least you are grabbing the bull by the horns. That is the truth. That's the truth, fellas. These things, right, goes beyond me as an artist, right? You as an artist represent what you have above or beyond your performance, right? You need to have scars in your face and your body to really have a better understanding of what are you doing with your life. Reality is you have to get rejected. You have to be rejected from the real world to understand who are you. I know, fellas, it's something that is hard to understand because rejection is hard, man. Rejection is like taking a knife, right? And just go like this in your chest, right? Slowly. Rejection means, in a tribal sense, that you have been rejected from a tribe, right? That's why it hurts so much. We've developed a mechanism of defense that when someone rejects you, you get hurt because you just not got rejected by a person, but from the tribe. That's why it hurts so much. This is a mechanism that we develop as a human beings. It's not your fault, right? It's not your fault. But at the same time, that means that you're too comfortable. See, you are too comfortable. If you right now cannot call someone, boom, and talk to them and not willing to receive the no, that means that you're in a huge comfort zone and you need to do something, man. You need to do something like ASAP. Shout out to the people that are listening in Facebook. Shout out to Licking. I will shout you out, man. Shout out to Licking in my PA Alpha podcast account. My one in the account in my PA Alpha music, my phone went down. I'm not going to even bother to even fix it. So, again, I will be very brief in this. Check your perceptions, right? Versus your realities. Very important that you do this every day. And a good way to do it, take a book. For example, the one that I read, The Subtle Art of Just Not Giving a Fluff. Take that book, start reading it, right? If you start reading that book and all of a sudden you're getting hurt by all the stuff that he's saying in the book, dude, your reality is gone. Your reality is fucked up. Your reality is out of control. Because the book is telling so many truths that you're just getting triggered. That's it. Check yourself and think about the fact that I'm 35, 36, 40, 45. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell to yourself, am I living in a reality? Or I think in my perspective that I'm living in a reality when I'm not. Listen, folks, this is not easy, but it's something that has to be done now and then. You have to check yourself. And this really requires some discipline or routines every day. For example, I woke up this morning at 6:30, right? 6:30 in the morning, I woke up and I started just listening to a 10 minutes motivational video that I damn love. I just love that video. And I just started listening to that stuff like 4 or 5 times because I love it. It just give me a huge energy. Shout out to Tatiana Bogatova. She will kill me because I pronounced her name incorrectly. But I tried. So that's how you make yourself, you just correct yourself to make sure that you're putting yourself a lot of good stuff. And this is hard, man, because listening to 15 minutes of motivational speaker is very tiring because you're going against what your state is telling you, right? Because your state want to have a very, very high rush of dopamine effect, right? And okay, so John Benita said, hey brother, excellent points. Mastery success, really versus perception is about keeping it real. That's true, man. That's what I do. I like to keep this thing real because I don't have time to just ramble around and just try to put it beautifully. Maybe in the future, my vocabulary gets better. I can do something better. But right now, I feel very comfortable talking about these things because I already went through a process of really relearning myself regarding the state of who I was, right? If that makes any sense. The process of relearning is very hard because you have to really take your head and just throw it away. You just take your head and all the stuff that you think you know are good, just throw it away, everything. And your ego will be crushed like a piece of paper. You know when you take a piece of paper and you just wrap it and you just become a small ball? That's like that. And this requires a lot of discipline to end up being another person. I mean, it's a beautiful process. It's tedious as hell, but it needs to be taken. It needs to be taken. And that's something I'm not willing to trade for nobody. Yeah, my healthy state, or my state of health, or whatever, is more important right now compared to anything that goes beyond that. Right? I need to be ready for those things that I know that are going to come. By that time, when those things come, I'll be ready because I already went through this training, which is what you want to do. You want to be ready. You want to really train yourself to confront these problems. And listen, if something didn't happen today because it didn't happen, it's fine. Just maybe it was not the time. Okay? Do your homework. Check yourself. Perspective versus reality. Make sure you go through a lot of those points and make sure that you know where you stand. Are you living a life of perspective, or you think the world is just going around you, or you're just going around the world? All right, fellas. Okay, so this is it. This was my 30th episode, Perspective versus Reality. Make sure that you just go and sign up. That way you can just get all the updates regarding my upcoming projects and the podcast as well. Also, you can donate in the links and the description. For those that are in Facebook, all the links are in the Facebook and YouTube as well. Those on Instagram, you have to go to my bio and donate something. I'm going to really appreciate it. Folks, I have to go. I have a bunch of clients that are waiting for me. I'm like, I have over 30 clients. I need to figure out how I'm going to schedule this stuff. But it's for the good. It's for the good. And I'm really, really grateful that it's happening this way. All right, fellas. So have a good day and hope that everything goes more than you wish. All right? See you.